In mathematics, the floor function rounds a number down to the nearest integer while the ceiling function rounds it up. Think of the floor function as the lowest value that a number can take and the ceiling function as the highest. These functions help us simplify numbers for easier analysis and understanding. In sports analysis, we use floor and ceiling in a similar way. When evaluating players, the floor represents their potential lowest performance level while the ceiling represents their highest. A player's floor might be compared to a solid role player, while their ceiling could be compared to an all-star. Today we will use this concept to set up realistic expectations for the top 10 point guards in the 2014 NBA Draft and understand the range of outcomes for their career. Starting with number 10, Tyler Kolek. The 23-year-old guard out of Marquette has been named the Big East Player of the Year in his junior year, averaging 12.9 points, 7.5 assists, and 4.1 rebounds. In his senior year, Kolek led the nation in assists with 7.7 per game while also scoring 15.3 points and grabbing 4.9 rebounds. He also managed to shoot 49.6% from the field. While his athleticism is of some concern, white boy can't jump. Excuse me, I had something in my throat. He makes up for it by being a crafty finisher at the rim, shooting the rock accurately from deep, and being a high IQ defender that uses positioning and active hands. Kolek's strengths also lie in his elite playmaking ability, court vision, and passing skills. With all that being said, I have his floor comparison with Tyus Jones or Goran Dragic, and his ceiling comparison with Steve Nash, orchestrating offenses with precision and flair. Number 9. Tristan Newton. 6'3", 195-pound point guard playing for the UConn Huskies, has 2 back-to-back national championships under his belt. After transferring from East Carolina to the Huskies, Newton earned the NCAA's Tournament Most Outstanding Player honors in their 2023 title run. He was also a first-team All-American and won the Bob Cousy Award as the nation's top point guard. In his senior season, Newton averaged 15.1 points, 6.6 rebounds, 6.2 assists, and shot 41.5% from the field. One of his standout performances include a career-high 30-point game against Villanova and also multiple game-winning shots throughout the season. His strengths lie in his size, playmaking ability, and clutch gene. However, his inconsistent outside shooting has raised concerns among scouts. I have his floor comparison as developing into a player like Drew Holiday, known for his all-around game and defensive strength, or on the other hand, becoming a rotational player like DeLone Wright, who brings valuable minutes and versatility off the bench. I have his ceiling comparisons to a player like Shabazz Napier or Kemba Walker. All depends on if he decides he doesn't want to be a broke-ass nigga from the three-point line. Number 8, that one guy who paints his fingernails and sings songs on TikTok. Some things you should keep to yourselves, but alas. 20-year-old freshman from Duke stands at a height of 6'2" and weighs 203 pounds. He averaged 14.3 points, 5 rebounds, and shot a blistering 41.4% from three-point range in his lone season at Duke. Aside from having a strong three-point shot, he's quick and has the ability to score off the catch or on the dribble. Defensively, he fights through screens, cuts off driving lanes, and is an excellent positional defender. What he lacks is athleticism and length. This could limit his ability to play defense on the next level. He also needs to prove that he could be a primary playmaker after playing more of an off-ball role while at Duke. I have his floor comparison with Damian Lee and ceiling comparison to Mitch Richmond, a multiple-time All-Star. All depends on how much time he spends on Tiki Talk versus working on his game. Number 7. The 6'3", 195-pound guard out of Providence College was named Big East Player of the Year his junior year. He averaged 19.7 points, 8.7 rebounds, 3.6 assists, and shot 47.3% from the field. He had a 30-point game against Kentucky and a game-sealing block in the SEC tournament quarterfinals. His strengths include his size, athleticism, defensive versatility, and ability to score from all 3 levels. His defense also gave guards plenty of problems during his collegiate career, and also an excellent rebounder for the position. In order to be really successful in the NBA, he needs to improve his ball handling and playmaking abilities, as well as inconsistent three-point shooting at times. I have his floor comparison with Jordan Goodwin and ceiling comparison with Derek White, both which are solid role players for their teams. Number 6, Isaiah Collier. Collier is a 6'3", 210-pound freshman point guard from USC. He averaged 16.3 points, 4.3 assists, 1.5 steals per game, and shot 49% from the field, earning a spot on the All-Pac-12 freshman team despite missing time due to a hand injury. His career high was 31 points against Washington. Collier is adept at using his 210-pound frame to have his way around the rim. He's an excellent dribbler and has great court vision. He's extremely effective at driving the lane and finishing through contact. The pitfalls of his game are inconsistent three-point shooting, 33.8%, and inconsistent free throw shooting, 67.3%. He's also prone to turnovers and sometimes forces plays, and sometimes isn't locked in with his on-ball defense. I have his floor comparison with Tyreke Evans and his ceiling with Russell Westbrook. Number 5, Rob Dillingham. This 6'1", 176-pound guard out of Kentucky averaged 15.2 points, 2.9 rebounds, 3.9 assists, shot 47.5% from the field, and has an impressive 44.4% three-point rating. With these stats, he was able to earn all SEC and 6th Man of the Year honors. Dillingham's strengths include elite ball handling, strong court vision and passing, accurate three-point shooting, quickness, and the ability to create his own shot. In order to be elite on the next level, he will need to improve his on-ball defense, which is due to his size and lack of strength, which he will need to improve upon in order to excel on the next level, as well as improve decision-making and shot selection. Some have drawn comparisons of Dillingham to Kyrie, but Kyrie is simply on another level. And therefore, I have a floor comparison of him with Markelle Fultz and a ceiling comparison with Allen Iverson. If I were Dillingham, I'd head my black ass straight to the weight room early and as often as possible because he's going to need it. Number 4. KJ Simpson. Simpson is a 6', 189-pound point guard from the University of Colorado. As a junior, he averaged 19.7 points, 5.8 rebounds, 4.9 assists, and shot 47.5% from the field. He also shot 43.4% from three-point range. His strengths include his quickness, ball handling, and ability to create his own shot. He's also an excellent passer, which gives him the ability to put down some triple-doubles on the stat sheet. His quick hands and anticipation on defense will make him a formidable defender. However, he lacks the ideal size and length for an NBA point guard and needs to improve efficiency and decision-making. And he struggled at times against bigger, stronger defenders. What the stat sheet doesn't show is his ability to move and cut without having the ball in his hands, which can be a valuable asset to NBA teams because he doesn't have to have the ball in his hands to score. With that being said, I have his floor comparison with Jordan Clarkson and his ceiling comparison with Steph Curry. Although draft predictions say that he'll go second round, I believe that Simpson's clutch shot ability, playmaking, and hustle will make him a great fit for the right team in the NBA. He's definitely a sleeper pick for sure. This spot was originally taken by Nikola Topic. Unfortunately, he sustained an ACL injury that may lower his draft stock. So at my number 3 spot, I have Reed Sheppard. Sheppard is a 19-year-old out of the University of Kentucky, standing at 6'2", 187 pounds. Last season, Sheppard averaged 12.5 points per game, 4.1 rebounds, 4.5 assists, and an impressive 53.6% shooting from the field. He also shot 52.1% from 3, as well as averaging 2.5 steals per game. He was named SEC Rookie of the Year and led the conference in steals and true shooting percentage. Sheppard's strengths include elite shooting from the 3 and mid-range, excellent court vision and playmaking skills, high basketball IQ and anticipation on defense, and being an efficient scorer who doesn't take many shots. What he lacks is elite athleticism and burst, which is interesting because his vertical is actually 42 inches. He struggled defending some quicker on-ball guards and needs to improve off-ball movement and cutting. His size could also be a limitation on the next level. Currently, I have his floor comparison with Duncan Robinson and his ceiling comparison with Kirk Heinrich. Coming in at number 2, Dalton Knecht. The 6'5", 204-pound guard began his career at Northeastern Junior College in Northern Colorado. Knecht broke out as a senior at Tennessee, averaging 21.7 points, 4.9 rebounds, and shot 39.7% from three-point range. He also put up 40 points against the University of Kentucky. He was able to lead his team all the way to the Elite Eight, as well as being named an All-American. His strengths include elite shooting ability from 3 and mid-range, excellent size and length, as well as having a high level of athleticism. In order to be elite in the NBA, he needs to improve his playmaking and passing. He struggles on the defensive end of the ball and lacks that elite first step and burst off the dribble. I have his floor comparison with Tim Hardaway Jr. and his ceiling comparison with Klay Thompson. His size gives him a tremendous advantage as long as he can continue developing his all-around game on the next level. And finally, number 1. Stephen Castle is a 6'6", 215-pound point guard from the University of Connecticut. As a freshman, he averaged 11.1 points, 4.7 rebounds, and 2.9 assists per game, helping lead UConn to back-to-back NCAA titles. He has excellent size and length for a point guard, has a versatile offensive game as a scorer and facilitator. He's an elite defender that has the ability to guard multiple positions, as well as having a high IQ and competitiveness. In order to excel in the NBA, he needs to improve his consistency from three-point range, and he lacks an elite first step and burst off the dribble. Currently, I have his floor comparison with Alec Burns, and if he can master that three, I have a ceiling with Dwayne Wade. So what do you think? Is there anybody that should be removed or added to this list? Let me know in the comment section.